Everyone, it's me again. I'm talking to you today, doing my next in the series of the Enneagram. Now, as you know, I'm a numerologist. Numerology is definitely my passion. But what I wanted to introduce the Enneagram for is I am a numerologist, and I live by my life path, and I use the talents of my expression number, and I understand my soul urge number, blah, blah, blah. And I'm, working through life in such a way that I achieve my life path number and my birthday number. And I try every day to do that. But I had some niggling, like, little things about myself that I thought, my God, I'm so broken inside. I mean, if I was this, even if I was a low vibrational life path, I couldn't figure out what in my numbers would make these little breakages that only I knew about within me. How were those explained? I thought maybe it was just the way I was brought up, and sort of, and then I was introduced to the Enneagram because many years ago, because this is something that's been sort of on my mind for like many years, or had been. And they introduced me to the Enneagram, and I did about, oh my goodness, so many tests online, loads and loads. One of them was like 50 questions long. Oh my God. But all those tests completely mistyped me. So when I looked at the type that all these tests said I was, because I did loads, I like to do, when I research, I try many different places. I don't just look at one, that's not good research. And because so many tests were like, oh yeah, you're a 7, wing 8. And I looked at the issues and the situs regarding the 7, and I thought, I can relate to that a little bit. But I didn't really read much about the 8 wing at the time, because the situation with the 7 and me not fully resonating with it sort of made me sort of push it aside. I mean, I'd learned all about it and thought it was fascinating. I know people that have been like greatly helped by this. So I was looking around again online, and I went on the Enneagram YouTube channel. And there was this lovely lady on there. I can't remember, or if I even looked at her name. She had 3 key questions that helped you to know beyond a shadow of a doubt what your type is. Now, these are 3 very in-depth questions, and they're on my other video. Very in-depth questions. And anyone that looks at these questions, please spend time thinking about them, because it took me quite a while to think about it, and sometimes admit to myself what feelings I had in certain situations. So I've done a video taken from the ideas from the Enneagram Institute, amazing institute, and done my own video for you guys to work through these 3 key questions. I worked through these 3 key questions many moons ago, and boom, I'm actually an 8 wing 7. So I looked at all the elements of being an 8, and I realized, oh my God, I'm not the only broken one in this area. I was thinking I was hiding some weird thing inside me, like I was broken in some way and I was hiding it from the world. Don't tell anyone how broken you are and they might not notice. And this was like on my mind. And then I looked at the Enneagram Type 8 and I thought, oh my God, there's all my breakages thrown back at me. And what it's helped me to do is not only accept where I'm broken, and not to be ashamed of where I'm broken, and most importantly, realize I'm not the only one that has these breakages. I'm not the only person that has these feelings. Other type 8s will have the same feeling. And then of course the 7 I also resonated a little bit with. I can totally see how I'm an 8, but I have elements of the wing 7, and oh my God, explosion, so much help. So I wanted to put this on my channel too, because my idea with numerology is to help people on a spiritual level as much as I can. That is all I want to do for people. And I felt because the Enneagram had given me, they don't replace numerology in any way, shape or form. No, numerology is my baby. It's amazing. I couldn't get through life without it. But what the Enneagram's done is it's just shown me a few bruises that, that I've incurred, or little character traits about me that I was either born with, or maybe they're techniques that I took on board to do with my upbringing. The jury's out on that, onto whether your Enneagram type is learned or whether your Enneagram type is something you start with. I kind of feel that I've been an 8 like forever. So I kind of lean towards that I was an Enneagram from the beginning kind of way. And I would have picked out certain elements in my life because I'm an 8, and taken them on board because I'm an 8, because there's many other things that I could have taken on board or started to freak out about or break about. But the 8, anyway, I'm not going to keep gabbling on. I just wanted to say to you guys, I'm doing these videos because I think that they could be as much help to you as they were to me. And when I do the Enneagram, I'm fully expecting you to do your numerology, but do your Enneagram as well, because both of them come together. And oh my God, you will find amazement when you take your numerology chart, that I'm hoping you've already had a think, and maybe you've had a reading, and then look at the other element of you, which is your Enneagram type, which is the little things that you hide from the world like we all do. But just think, we're all broken. We all hide big things about ourselves that we think, oh my God, you don't want no one to know that. But we all do it. We all have them. And your Enneagram type will tell you the ones you have, like it has for me. So I've done the Enneagram 1 video, which is on my channel for you guys to watch if you're an Enneagram 1. But if you don't know your Enneagram type, I'm going to put in the description box the video link to my typing video. Spend a bit of time with this video. Really consider the questions before you start thinking about your type, because you'll find it really confusing, or like before you start moving forward. But the finding out your type is just step 1. It is actually all about research. Don't take everything you see as read. Look around, research, because you never know. People have different opinions and ideas on things. So finding out your type is step 1. Watching my video on your type is step 2. And then don't stop there. Go further. Read the books on it, Anyway, I'm going to stop gabbling and move on. So the Enneagram Type 2. The Enneagram Type 1 is in the anger triad. That was the reformer. That was the one I've already done. Now I'm moving on to Type 2, which is the helper, the giver. And on this diagram, it says image, but I think it's the shame type. So type 2 type 2, 3 and 4 are the shame types. They're the types that feel they have to justify their existence on this earth. They feel this innate sense of shame that the world is okay, but there's something wrong with me. I'm broken in some way. If something goes wrong, it's my fault. It's because I did something wrong, blah, blah, blah. But the 2, the 3 and the 4 feel shame in 3 different ways. Or they avoid the feelings of shame in 3 different ways. And where I'm focusing today is number 2, the Enneagram 2, giver and helper. So these are the 3 core elements of my typing video. So if you find yourself to be an Enneagram Type 2, question 1, on the first question, you will answer it as so. You want to be loved and needed. You fear being unlovable. Now, this is going to be your answer to question 1. Now, when you do the test, when you do question 1, you're likely to circle more than 1 at first. That's fine. Do that. But if you're a 2, when you were doing the test, you would have circled, you want to be loved and needed. You fear being unlovable. Question 2 is about whether you think about the future a lot, whether you plan for the future a lot, your mind is in what you're going to achieve or what you want to achieve. It's more like what I'm going to do and how I'm going to make it happen for the future. And then the other type is you're in the present, So present tasks are what occupy your thoughts and what people think of what you're doing at that present moment. And then whether you're a past person, whether you're very much a reflector and always thinking and ruminating on what's happened before. So depending on your choice to that question, okay? So the 2 focuses on the present. So they want to be loved. Present tasks occupy the 2's thoughts. They want to do tasks well. They worry that people don't like what they're doing, or that they're not pleasing others in some way, or not doing a good job. They think about what needs to be done now, and I'll just get feedback from others so I know that I've done okay. So that's question 2. Question 3 is how you feel when something goes wrong. Okay, so the 1 type, they feel anger when things go wrong. But when something goes wrong for the Enneagram Type 2, they feel shame, or heartbreak, and they blame themselves and they think, it must be something wrong with me. It's something I've done wrong. It's something I didn't do right. That's why this has happened. Okay, so you want to be loved. You need feedback from others and you want to please others. And when things go wrong, you blame yourself and you think it's because I didn't serve enough. It's because I wasn't good enough. Okay, they're the main elements for typing yourself as an Enneagram Type 2. Okay, so if you are a 2, innately in your heart, you want to help serve and fulfill others' needs. You want to have a positive effect on people. You want to make a difference to people. But the thing is with that is you can give and you can give and you can give, but you're not giving without wanting a payback, if you know what I mean. The Enneagram 2 likes to give and give and give and serve, and they run around serving everyone else, but they do expect acknowledgement, thanks, appreciation. They love to hear, we couldn't do it without you. They want to be indispensable. They want people to say, thank you so much. You've done such a great job. And then win people's love and gratitude. And you hope people will love you because of the things you do for them. The thing is with the Type 2, you don't need to do things in order to be loved and credible in this world. And that's the issue that you have as a 2, but I'm not going to go into too much of that yet. Let me do this bit first. Okay. Personality. As you can imagine, you're a carer for others in need. You're a people pleaser. You're empathetic. You feel the needs of others. It's your bread and butter, feeling the needs of others. You instinctively know what people need. You see your world through the lens of relationships. So even in your work, it's not about achieving tasks. It's not about doing something in the world or achieving an idea or something tangible. It's how you manage your relationships, and you see the world through the lens of your relationships. You work for the people. Okay, the people are the centerpiece of your life, like a life path too, like the energy in numerology, where people are the center of your world. Again, there's a lot of similarities with the Enneagram and numerology. Anyway, moving on. You work for the people and you believe innately, because you're so nice, you believe that you can make others like you. And the line for the 2 is, there are those that like me and those that don't know me yet. Because they feel that they can win everyone to their way of thinking, or they can make everyone like them, for want of a better word. You relate, and you should do that, because you relate well to a wide range of people. You get along with everyone. You can establish rapport very quickly with everyone. You're very outgoing, very extroverted. But you find satisfaction in being supportive, and you can't understand why other people don't be kind. And the thing is, when you help people a lot, is sometimes people can see you as a little bit of a meddler. You feel your intentions, that you're helping, but they might be thinking, God, I wish this person had stopped meddling with my life. So that can be something where the 2 can struggle, especially if you start doing too much, putting your 4 penneth worth in too much, if you know what I mean. And it makes you are surprised if others don't care about being kind. You can't understand why other people won't want others to like them. But what you've got to figure out too is, not everyone is a people pleaser. Not all the Enneagram types care whether someone likes them or not. And not all the Enneagram types feel that they need to serve and help in order to feel valuable. They have other ways that they're broken, okay? This is how you're broken as a 2. So you're surprised if others don't care about being kind, but you need to come to the realization that that's not everyone's value, being kind to others. And you are surprised when someone doesn't like you because you put your all into it. You need positive feedback from others. You hate it when someone dislikes you, and you will get to the point sometimes where you will pursue someone to find out, God, why doesn't this person like me? What can I do to make them like me? And you'll always make it a big thing. You think helping people is the quickest way to be liked. So liked and appreciated. So why does this person, all I did was try and help them. Why don't they like me? And then they feel resentful because you've done all this. You feel resentful because you've done all this for someone, and you feel they don't appreciate it. And when you have that lack of acknowledgement after you've done so much for people, this lovely, helpful, serving number 2 turns into an 8. You go to an 8, you get angry, you get frustrated, and you start blaming, and you go completely away from the person that you have been over the weeks, and you turn into this quite a blunt. You might tell people what you think of them. You might tell them like it is and say, you don't acknowledge me, you don't, and they really kick off. And then, of course, later, because they're a 2 and they will always be a 2, they feel this immense shame and guilt because they've kicked off. And it's a vicious circle, okay? It's about you not having to have that acknowledgement to feel good and to feel valuable in this world. This is the major breakage of the Enneagram 2. It gives you abilities, however, the Enneagram 2. We all have strengths, weaknesses, and all that. So the abilities being a 2 brings you is you're so much the humanitarian, you're a helper, you're a server. We need people like you in the world. You put a high value on treating others with respect and compassion, which is amazing. You're talented at seeing people's needs. You're very empathetic, which is a skill very much needed in this world. You tend to feel things first, act, and then think about it last. And that could be a bit of an issue for you at times because you feel, you act, and then you think, shit, sorry for my language. You feel, you act, and then you go, oh my God. Oh, I feel shame. I shouldn't have done that. Oh, my Lord. So try and bring a little bit more into you. You feel before you act, maybe have a think if you can. It's going to be something that's going to be hard for you and you may never achieve that. It's something, I'm an action orientated person, and to try and get myself to think before I act sometimes I can do it, but often not. I can't. But it's something I'm still working towards. Like all of us, we're all a work in progress, right? So you reflect love and praise and flattery. You make people feel great. You don't put people down. You raise other people up, which is an amazing thing to do. You make communities into communities. You work tirelessly behind the scenes to create nurturing situations and environments for others. So you'd be like one of them community leaders who does coffee mornings and toddler groups or whatever and brings people together and really is the centerpiece of the community. You're drawn very much to the caring industry, talking to people, communicating with people like a receptionist, and being kind and serving others. But of course that brings with it some issues. So this is where you start thinking, oh shit, I don't know if I like this, but if you're a 2, you need to hear this. So you're overcoming a sense that you feel shame at why you exist. Why should you feel ashamed of existing and then worry about whether you're lovable? So what you do is you do things for people. You serve people in order that they will love you, and then you will feel like you have value in this world. Think about that. You think you need to do for others and serve others to feel of value in this world. Okay. Now, is a newborn baby allowed to be alive? Is it worthy of being alive? Is a little puppy or an animal or anything that doesn't help others or achieve others, are they not worthy of being loved? Is the baby that only lays in your arms, fills its nappy and demands food because it doesn't serve you in any way? You have to serve it. Does that mean that baby isn't worthy of being loved? Of course not. You know, the biggest issue that you have to overcome as a two, your biggest breakage, broken bit within you, is that you feel that you need to run around after everyone else and serve everyone else's needs to feel valuable, and like that, you know, if you're going to exist in this world, you need to do things for other people. Not true. You know, puppies don't do anything to serve me in any way. My lovely little cat, only thing he gives me back is a little bit of love if I'm lucky in the morning, and even then it only lasts a few seconds. But, you know, we love him and we value him, and we'd be very sad if he wasn't around. Okay, so you don't need to feel that overcoming sense of shame of why you exist. You are worthy of being loved. We all are. And the method that you use to make yourself feel like you have value is to be indispensable to others, is to serve people to such an extent that you are the person that they cannot live without. And then you say to yourself, right, I have worth because of my service to others. And then you don't allow others to see your needs, because if others serve your needs, then how will you be adding value? And then that means you're not worth as much because you have needs. So you tend to hide your own needs, which you can imagine causes all kinds of internal problems, and then takes you to the 8 if you're not careful. You feel that just being you is not enough. So you need to be needed by others so that you can justify your existence on this planet. So you feel that you're here to serve and make people dependent on you, so that if you weren't around, they would struggle. So that makes you valuable, because if you're not there, people will struggle. So that's what makes me valuable. And then you don't allow people to help you in any way, because, you know, you say, I'm not dependent, I'm all right, I don't need anything. And then you end up being a bit of a martyr at times. Don't worry, I'll be fine. And really, you're not fine, and you will give people an element of that. You know, you might be a bit stroppy, or, you know, but we'll go on to that in a minute. You don't acknowledge your own needs. You feel selfish if others help you in some way. It's awkward for you to feel dependent, because that sort of twangs your sense of shame. You may want help, but you don't want to ask for it. So you're one of them people that runs around, like, let's say there's a coffee morning and you're the first person that gets up and gets all the coffee mugs and puts them all in for washing or in the dishwasher or whatever, and then cleans the tables and starts cleaning everything up. And then someone says to you, can I help with anything? And then you go, oh, no, I'm fine. But inside you're thinking, why aren't they helping me? Why aren't they helping me? Because in your mind, you think that they should help you anyway, that they should know. It's like you're feeling, why don't people reciprocate? Why don't they help me? But you weren't receptive to the help when it was offered. You said, no, it's fine. I'll be fine. The martyrdom. I'll do it all. But it's like you expect others to pick up on your needs unconsciously and just do it anyway, so that you don't have to say to them, I need help. You do need help. You don't want to admit it. So you want them to figure it out and help you anyway. And then when they don't, oh, my Lord, why don't they help me? And that's when you're at risk of going to the 8, because that's when you start going, you don't help me. Anyway. What happens with that, when you're always putting everything into helping other people, you miss being present to yourself and what you need, and your own life. You lose yourself because you're too busy nurturing everyone else. And losing yourself is never a good thing to do. You must consider yourself and stop putting everyone else's needs above your own, in some short-sighted idea that if you do that, you're more valuable and worthy on this earth. You are valuable and worthy just for being alive. You don't have to do things for people. If you feel that you do, you don't. You do not have to help people. You still have value. You still are worthy. So I'm just continuing. It's all on the same theme here, that you're always on a rescue mission, drawn to anyone that needs help, a meddler, but you think you're just being helpful. Humanitarian provider, you love to help, you love to serve, but you want thanks in return. You don't do it in a selfless way. And if you're not doing it in a selfless way, how is it good? It's just my opinion. You pursue others for a loving response because you want people to love you because of what you do for them. The thing is with that is not everybody likes that. Putting others under you and making them powerless can make others feel a bit rubbish, and they're going to push against that. Some people will lap it up, but some people aren't comfortable with having your help and service all the time, and they might reject you. Not everyone is used to getting the attention, and they could take your attention and help the wrong way, in that you're insulting them in some way, and you're thinking inside, why aren't people nice? Why isn't she accepting my help? Why is everyone so mean to each other? Why does no one care? It bothers you that people don't like you also, but likes and dislikes are normal. You get to the point where you can't please everyone, and not everyone's going to like you. Just focus on the people that do like you, the people that you feel comfortable around, because they're the ones that matter. Your close friends, your family, the people that you really resonate with, the people you love, they're what matters. Someone doesn't like you, whatever. There's plenty of more fish in the sea. Don't worry about it. It's nothing you've done. They're just clearly an independent type that doesn't like to be helped. Some people do, some people don't. So you just need to accept that. Okay? Accept that. So, a guidance. You are a person of value simply because you exist. Okay? You don't need to serve others to have value and worth. The people that you go home to and the people that love you, surely they're all that matters. The person on the street that doesn't acknowledge you, you can only offer them your help. If they don't want it, then fine. You don't need to meet everyone's needs. Do something for yourself, because, when you're in the positive, you go to the 4. Okay, so the 4 is, what do I want? What do I like? What would I like to do? Anyway, I'm going to move on to that in a minute. And when you don't do something for yourself, you go to the 8 and you start blaming every other person for the fact that you're feeling frustrated and angry, that no one acknowledges you, no one helped you. It's okay for you to have needs. Communicate those needs to others, because we all have needs. People like to help each other. People will still love you, even if at times in your life where you are dependent, people will still love you if you need their help. Build relation. A good way for a 2 to practice this is to sometimes build a relationship in the 1 down position. And that means being the one to ask for help first. Now, this is going to be really hard for you to do. But if you're starting to come to terms with the fact that you don't need to help others in order to exist, or to be good enough to exist, you will get to that point where you are thinking about yourself more, and you will be happier to ask someone else for help. Don't try and fix people. Take someone in. You never know. Not everyone takes what you do for them well. Some people might take full advantage of you, or even hurt or rob you. You never know. They could be dangerous. You can't fix them. You can't fix everyone. They've got to fix themselves and take responsibility for their own lives. Don't put yourself at risk. Okay? Ask yourself, are you expecting people? Now, this is a key one. Are you expecting people to appreciate you, or learn a lesson, or are you expecting acknowledgement? Are you expecting a result from the service that you give and the help that you give to people? Then you're not doing it for your own. You're doing it for your compulsion, and it's not. And you're setting yourself up for disappointment, and it's not really what being the best kind of 2 is all about. You know, you are a person of worth and value, whether others respond to you or not, whether you serve or help someone or not. And the healthiest two is the two that serves, helps, but does it in the background and doesn't necessarily want people to know what they've done. You know, they don't need acknowledgement. They don't need someone to say thank you. They're just happy in the fact that they've done something for someone, they've enhanced them in some way, and they don't need to be told how great they are. That's a very, very healthy Enneagram 2 that has overcome all their little breakages, or most of them. Talk things out rather than expecting specific behaviours from others without communication. So this is the one where, oh no, I don't need your help. In my head, yes, I do want your help, but I don't want to ask for it, you know, and I'm cleaning all these tables and I'm getting tired and no one's helping me. No, it's all right. I don't need any help. I'll do it all by myself. So instead of communicating honestly with people, you're being the martyr and you're hoping that they're going to figure out for themselves. You know, if I start working, people will just start helping me. Doesn't happen like that. You know, not everyone thinks that way. Beware of having specific expectations for a response, like, oh, I expected her to start wiping tables and she didn't. She left it all to me. But people don't know your specific signs, okay? They're not going to know if you say, no, I'm fine, unless they second guess what you say. They're going to say, oh, okay, then see you later, and go. You know, and you're going to be there going, what a liberty. They haven't helped me at all. You don't always need to act. You don't always need to help. You don't always need to do all the cleaning up. You don't always need to give. You could do stuff all if you wanted, and you'd still be a person of value. Okay, so if you're the kind of person that does clean all up and feel resentful because you're a 2 and you don't like it that no one acknowledges you and you do all the jobs, do you know what? One day, don't do it. Seriously, don't do it. You know, you don't have to. You're still a person of value. People will still love you. You know, it's what you've also got to think is, if you're a 2, stop and think a bit more, okay? Because you tend to feel first, as I said. You feel, you take action, and then you think later. So that causes a lot of regret and a lot of shame, okay? So you're going to feel something first because that's your type. But before you act, think. Because sometimes you can act and then you spend the whole time afterwards bringing yourself down because you acted out of an emotional outburst, and then, you know, when you think about it, you think, oh God, that's terrible, and you start bringing yourself down, and then that makes you more makes you feel that you more don't deserve to live on this planet. You see, it's a very much a vicious circle. Okay, you don't always need to act, you don't always have to give. It's good for you to sometimes find a bit of solitude, get away from everyone for a few minutes a day. And you can think to yourself, even though I'm not helping anyone right now at this second, I'm still a person of value. This will help you feel that unconditional love and get you to the point where you can help without this reciprocation and love that you feel that you need to get from people. You can't fix everyone, you can't help everyone. You know, some people, like in numerology, they have to feel the consequences of their actions because otherwise they don't learn and evolve. And rescuing a person is not serving their greatest. It's not good for them, because if you keep pulling people out of the mire, they're never going to learn, and it's just going to get worse and worse, and they're going to keep repeating the actions. So people must feel the consequences of their actions, because that's the only way they're going to learn and evolve. And lastly, because you're such a lovey person, you're quite possessive of your friends, you get quite attached to them. You like to feel that you're center of their web, and connected to you more than anyone else. But, you know, you and them, you need to mingle as well. You know, they don't have to be your special forever friend. You know, it's fine for you to have some close friends and some that are just close-ish. You know, you don't always have to have people love you all the time. Right, so when you are in the positive Enneagram 2, you go to the 4. Okay, so if you follow the guidance, it will bring you to the positive elements of an Enneagram Type 4. And you tap into this when you feel secure. So you start thinking about what you want. You get in touch with what you need. You put the music you like on. You cook the food you like. You want to consider what you like. You set goals for you. What hobby do you want to do? How much time can it take for myself to do what you want to do? You start considering yourself more. And then when you start doing that, it's one of the amazing things you can do as an Enneagram 2 is to consider yourself, is to balance the need to help others and to nurture yourself, and to then not demand an acknowledgement when you do help someone. Under stress, as I've said, you get under the -8. So when you're wanting that acknowledgement and no one's giving you that acknowledgement, and you feel that your needs are not being met because you're not communicating them to people because you're being a martyr, you go from compliant and caring and lovely to starting to blame others and becoming angry and resentful. I do this for you and you don't help me. Suddenly you're assertive and direct and telling everyone how you feel about them, and then after that, you feel ashamed and you think, oh my God, I've kicked off at these people now. I'm really not of value on this earth because look what I've done. And oh my God, you see, and it becomes a vicious circle. But the 8 is the 2's steam valve. Don't bring yourself down if sometimes you do go to the 8, because you do need to release that steam valve and release the stress and the anger. So don't put yourself down if sometimes you do go to the 8 and you tell people what you think of them. Sometimes it's quite an enlightening thing. Go to 8, let the steam out, say what needs to be said, make your needs known ahead of time. So going to the 4 is a good thing to do, but sometimes going to the 8 also is a good point of evolution. But that, when you're under stress, you go to the 8. So you don't want to be like this forever because it's not good for you. No. So when you're an 8, really? When you're a 2, you pull with you elements of the numbers each side of you. So a 2 is next to a 1 and a 3. So you have elements of the 1 and the 3. Now, most people tip towards one wing more than another, but what you need to help you develop in your number is to lean on both wings. So if you feel after this that you're more a 2 wing 1, look at 2 wing 2, 2 wing 3, and try and take some elements from 2 wing 3, because that will make you a more balanced Enneagram Type 2. Okay, so not only do you need to follow the guidance, okay, but you also need to look at your wings and make sure you're balanced on both sides, because it will do you the world of good. Now, if you feel that you tip towards the 2 wing 1, you want to take care of others in the right way. Remember, the 1 is very much about doing things right. They're very much about doing the right thing. So you want to care for others in the 2, but you want to do it the right way, because you're a 2 wing 1. You're reliable, you're dependable, and you can be counted upon. You're very responsible like the 1. Okay, so you follow the rules and the procedures of care. So when you care for people, you do it according to the rules and the procedures. You care for someone by the book. You're a by the book server. Okay, you're quite happy to get your hands dirty as long as you're following procedures. You're quite introverted, more introverted than the 2 wing 3. The 2 wing 3 is very much the social animal, and the 2 wing 1 is as well, but not as much as the 2 wing 3. So if you are a 2 wing 1, maybe bring in a little bit more social 3 into your life would help you balance. Anyway, you help because it's a good thing to do. That's in the 1, because you've got a very developed sense of what is right and what is wrong in the 1. So you help others in the 2, but there's one right way of helping people, if you know what I mean. You can see the 1 in there. You help people because it's the right thing to do. Okay. You're like a caregiver. I love this. A caregiver with a clipboard. They help you according to the procedure. They're judgmental of themselves and other people if they don't feel they're caring in the right way. And it's like morality mixed with empathy. So they want to do the right thing in the moral code, but they also mix in how people feel as well. They do the right thing. They do what they think they should do. They'll do the thankless behind the scenes jobs in the background, because when you're in the background, no one can criticize you. The one does not like being criticized. So the one might pull back more than the two-wing one might pull back more than the two-wing three, because they're always fearful that they might get criticized or someone might make them a target or something. And you sleep at night because you know you've done something good for someone. You know, you've done the right thing, and it's the right thing to help other people. You fight your own selfish desires, and always saying, oh, I shouldn't, or I ought not, or, you know, and that puts you under a lot of stress because you're pushing down your natural instincts. And you're more reclusive than the two-wing three, shyer than the two-wing three, more introverted, and certainly more self-critical than the two-wing three. Okay, so if you feel that you resonate with that, then you are an Enneagram 2-wing 1, and you are called the servant. Okay, but if you're a 2-wing 3, you are the host. So you want to help people in a profound way. It's not so much you want to do it in the perceived right way. You want to do it in a profound way that improves the lives of people. So it's kind of more flexible and subjective when you're a 2-wing 3. You want to help others become better people. You want to be there for others. You want to focus your attention on them. Make others the center of your world. Be a good friend. You're extremely sociable, adaptable. You've got a massive personality. You like to impress others because the 3 energy does like to be seen as great. The 3 energy very much, the 2-wing 3 very much does love, you know, thank you, you're amazing. They're very much more into acknowledgement more than the 2-wing 1. They love to bring people together, network, and like be the host of the party. They're very they like to develop their personal talents because they feel if they show people that they're good at someone, it makes people love you more. That's the 3, because they want to put up a front that they're amazing and good. You know, which we need in this world as well, because, you know, we need all the numbers. So you're very image conscious, seen as very successful, which will get you far in the business world. You get your sense of self-worth from others wanting you, like typical 2. Creating a welcoming, loving atmosphere for people, establishing connections, making others feel good. You're quite direct. You're very extroverted, more extroverted than the 2-wing 1. But in the 3 has issues with authenticity. They don't always acknowledge who they really are as a person, and they put up a front of what they feel they want people to feel about them, if you know what I mean. I didn't say that very well, but they're putting up a front. They're putting on a performance so that you'll feel that they're maybe not the person that they really are. They expect more acknowledgement and thanks than a 2-wing 1, definitely. But remember not to lose yourself. Remember who you are. Remember your authentic self, because the two loses themselves enough. And if you're a 2-wing 3, then that's even more, because the 3 doesn't always acknowledge their authentic self. So if you're a helper and a server of others, and you always look to other people, and then you don't really consider your own needs in the 3, and you're not authentic, and you're always putting up a front, aren't I great? This could end up being an issue, and, you know, you could end up being very frustrated and definitely not getting your needs met at all. And that's what takes you to the 8 and brings you on this vicious circle of, you're not helping me. Oh my God, I feel guilt. I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be alive. And then you start doing things for people so it makes you feel better, and then people don't acknowledge you, then you get angry again, then you shout at them, then you feel like rubbish again. Can you see the cycle? Okay, so you know what you're needing to do is to take both of these wings and use them both. Okay, use your wings to fly. So if on the one, you look after someone because it's good and because it's the procedure, I mean, that's good to do as well. So do a bit of both. Help others because it's good. Follow procedures, because you don't want to help others without following certain rules, because then you end up getting yourself in trouble. But also help people in a subjective way as well. Be there for others. Focus your attention on them, not necessarily because it's good, but because you want to impress others. You want to help others in some way. Okay. So in the one, you want to take care of others in the right way, and you judge people maybe for not following procedure and all that. But it is important to follow procedure. So still keep that, but also bring in, if you're a one, if you're a two, the other way around, of course, you help more people in a more subjective and profound way. So I guess what I'm saying is help people, not just because it's the right thing to do, or it's the procedure to do, or because it's the rules to do, but because you want to help someone in a profound way as well. So that will balance you out as a two. You're not just doing it because it's the right thing to do. You're doing it because you actually want to make a difference in someone's life too. But when you make a difference, you follow procedures so that you can't do anything wrong and people can't blame you in for anything. Mix the two. So you serve and you care for others, you care for their needs, but you also help them become better people in the three. So you're not just doing for them, you're helping them to become independent too, so that they're not dependent on you. Do you see what I'm saying? You're balancing the two out. Instead of being the caregiver with the clipboard and procedure, you could maybe bring in a little bit more of subjectivity, and sort of be a bit more sort of warmer, and put the book aside sometimes to help others in a profound way. Okay. You're reliable, dependable, counted on, responsible, but also a good friend, warm, sociable, adaptable. Can you see what I'm saying? It's not just being about a by the book helper. You're a subjective helper as well, a subjective helper that improves people's lives. And, whereas rules and procedures are good and they're what help keep us all, going in the rules, it can't be everything. There's got to be a certain amount of subjectivity, because not everybody conforms to the rules and procedures. So to be a rounded two, use your wings to fly, use both. Okay. What else can I add to this? You sleep at night because you've done something good, or what you perceive as good. But it's not just because you perceive it as good, but because you've made someone feel good. You've given her a welcoming atmosphere. You've established a connection with them. You've made them feel good. Even, you've done a good thing by the book, but you've also done something subjective. You've also done something soft and compassionate. You see what I'm saying? Am I explaining myself very well? Anyway, so a last one, mixes morality with empathy, doing the right thing. Okay, it's the same thing. It's the same sort of thing. It's helping by the book, but mixing that with the caring and subjectivity and networking and love that you would need to be the best two that you can be. Okay, so not just using your wings to fly, also serving people just because you like to, not because you want love or acknowledgement. You've got to feel that you're worthy to be on this earth. You are worthy to be alive, whether you help so-and-so with our shopping or not, whether you give up your time for others or not, you are worthy. Okay. I hope you've really found my video helpful today. If you like my video, please press the like button, that thumbs up. And if you want to keep up to date with my content, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon. If you want to email me, my website is Katie. You can email me at katie@soulexplorer.net, or you can go to my website where you can find links to my wellbeing shop, which is really exciting. Have a look, see if there's anything you'd like to get. I'm going to put links to my social media in the description box at the end. If you want to connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn or Twitter, please do so. It would be great to hear from you. So as ever, guys, I want you to trust the soul within you. Only your intuition and your perception knows best. Don't overthink, trust your gut. Love you.